Okay, welcome everyone to this tech talk with Swanand Wellimbe. And he's going to talk about the foundations of Mint, serialization, and also link actions, and looking at a specific use case as well. Swanand has been with Tracing for over 5 years and is part of the Mint product management team. He's focusing on scaling reusable transactions, canonical orchestration, and agent-ready capabilities for the end-to-end digital supply chains. So as mentioned, he is going to be talking about the foundations of Mint, and how Mint facilitates the sharing of serialization data with partners using the EPCIS format. And he'll go into detail about link actions and how they allow manufacturers to effectively distribute their products' information to UNICEF. So before I hand over to Swanand, I am going to just go through our antitrust guidelines. As always, our classes are public, so we just ask you not to engage in any discussions around pricing, deal making, selling, promoting, or any other activities which could be seen as anti-competitive. And then for our class guidelines, just on the next slide. Again, our classes are public and we do have a limited time frame, so we just ask you to refrain from initiating any company-specific examples. Having said that, if you do have any questions during the session or after the session, please feel free to email tracinguniversity@tracing.com as well after the session, and I'll pass any questions on to Swanand. And if you have any questions related to this topic, please let us know. I do have a couple of questions as always that I'm going to ask at the end, and then I'll unmute the lines. And this session is being recorded, so it will be posted up on Tracing University following this session today. But on that note, I am going to pass over to Swanand. Thank you so much, Swanand, for presenting today.
Thanks, Laura. So, hi all. My name is Swanand, and I'm going to explain the Mint Serialization Traceability Exchange. We call it as STE. We have three different use cases. We have a set of demos. Also, I'm going to share in this particular session. Then I'm going to explain about standard link action overview. What is standard link action? How we are using the standard link actions and making the supply chain, digitization of the supply chain very easily and smooth. Then the next topic I'm gonna cover is Mint and UNICEF integration. The TRVST is the UNICEF system. So how Mint is interacting with the UNICEF's TRVST system, that's also I'm going to explain. And I have also a recorded demo for this integration. So let's deep dive into each topic. So first, what is Mint Serialization Traceability Exchange? So as we know, multi-enterprise process link is the application that supports commercial exchange of B2B transactions between trade partners across end-to-end supply chain process. So within the MPL, that is multi-enterprise process link, we have a serialization traceability exchange module and MPL module to support horizontal exchange of serialized data between the trade partners in buy-sell relationship. So the manufacturer who wants to share the serialization with their partners, they can easily use this module in the Mint application, so that they will be able to share the EPCIS format of the serialization data to their partners. So ST allows companies to share serialization data with customers without providing direct access to their own serialization repository. So there is no headache of having the integration of different systems, a serialization system with the partners. There is no time consuming activities right now involved in this integration. So it will be a seamless integration once you have Mint and this STE model. Then this how it triggers, like supports the data exchange seamlessly, triggered directly from a serialized operation manager or compliance application. So TraceLink has a serialized operation manager where the MAH or the customer, they can share the serialization transaction with their partners. So once they do a serialization transaction, that is a cell shipment in serialized operation manager application, then it will automatically triggers and it will come to Mint, and from Mint it will go to their partners at the outbound. So I will explain each and every step in this process. So that's the reason to have this seamless integration between the SOM and the partner system. We have introduced a serialization traceability exchange module within Mint application. So there are a few use cases of STE, that is Serialization Traceability Exchange. STE direct inbound, where partners MPL application and partners XTT application. So from the ERP, we are going to send the serialized shipment data to partners MPL, that is Mint application, or the partners XTT application to their ERP. Then the next would be ST inbound, that is send the shipment details to SOM, that is Serialized Operation Manager, and STE outbound, that is Serialized Operation Manager to partners XTT app and then to their ERP. And then the fourth one is sharing product data with TRVST, that is UNICEF system. So the first use case would be, so let's say if you see serialization traceability exchange direct inbound. So here, if you see, we have a ERP and the incoming, the sending ERP and the receiving ERP. Okay, so here, if the sending ERP sends the sales shipment file to their partner, it will first come to our XTT application, which is a part of Mint. Then it will also go to the B2B transaction TP, which is also an internal application of Mint. And here the transformation happens, like the sales shipment is transformed into the file which Mint application, that is MPL, understand, that is a JSON canonical. Once the JSON canonical reaches to MPL, it has the sender and the receiver details. So it will send to the partner who is really looking for that particular serialization file. So from MPL, it will go to the B2B. Then if they have MPL, then it will reach to the MPL of the partner's instance. Once it reaches to the partner's instance, it can either go to the XTT and then to their ERP via B2B TP. Again, here the transformation happens. The JSON canonical, which Mint understand, will be converted into the file format of the ERP of the receiver system or the partner system. So this is one flow, like I mentioned, like ERP to ERP via Mint. So this is the partner's Mint. It will come to the owner's Mint first, then it will transform, then it will come to the partner's Mint, and from partner's Mint, it will again go to the XTT app, which is a Mint's internal app, and it will reach to the ERP with the expected file format. Similarly, the another flow would be from a partner's MPL, it will directly go to the XTT app if the partner is not having Mint. So it's Mint to non-Mint flow. So it will also convert the file format which receiving ERP is expecting. So here, for a customers and the receiver who is going to receive this serialized shipment file, they do not have to do anything. So the sender has to just share the SOM shipment from their ERP. Rest all things will be done in the Mint, and the receiver will directly receive the serialized shipment file in EPCIS format at their ERP. So here there are two workflow subscriptions. The transaction type is SOM shipment, and we are dealing with the state is picked shipped, and the distribution type is in country sale or export sale, and the workflow is ESM equal to false, and the message type, that the transaction message type should be global SOM shell shipment. Similarly, there can be another workflow with the ESM equal to true as well. Rest all things are very similar. So this is how ERP to ERP flow works. Now, the serialization traceability exchange direct inbound. So here, the target system is partners MPL application and partners XTT application. That's I just explained right now, like how we are going to get it to the partners Mint and then the partners XTT application. So I will have a demo to showcase. this particular flow from ERP to ERP. So let's say, so this is the folder structure where the customer who is sending the sales shipment, they will just put their sales shipment file into the folder, and then they will upload here their sales shipment file from their ERP. So once they created the sales shipment in their ERP, they will just come to this folder and then they will upload it over here. This is a file they have uploaded. Once they upload file on the XTT, it will reach to Mint. So here, if you see this transaction, which is coming as EPCIS transaction with the input file, the transaction ID needs to be generated. It will take some time. And then the transaction ID is generated. If you see here, the inbound message, we have an input file from a ERP. We have converted it into the canonical, which I just explained, which Mint understands, the format Mint understand, and then it will be visible on search serialization transaction screen. Yep. So if you see here, search serialized ship notice, the transaction is active. Here, all this information has been received. And if you see, the transaction is delivered, the output file also generated. Then the transform name is also there, mean MPC STE transform name. In the serialization traceability, if you go and then search with this input file, you will see the input file, and at the end the input file and output files have been generated. And again, we are sending it to the partners ERP, so it will reach to the XTT folder of the partner, and from here partner can share to their ERP. So this was the flow for ERP to ERP. Then the next flow would be serialization, traceability exchange inbound. So let's say a partner who is having a ERP, it shares the transaction, a sales shipment transaction, it reaches to Mint, and then it and their partner must be having a SOM who is a wrestling customer. So we can send that sales shipment to partner SOM as well. So this flow also we call it as the inbound flow. From inbound means it's inbound to Mint, and from Mint it will go to the partners SOM. So there will be also two similar workflows which I just explained. The transaction type would be SOM shipment, the state would be picked shipped, distribution type would be in country sale or export, is ESM false, and the message type equal to SOM sale shipment. Here only the change is ESM equal to true. These two workflow can be activated, and this transaction can be done in the Mint. So the same thing, the trigger would be the partner of the MPL owner initiates the workflow by sending the sales shipment transaction directly from their ERP system. STE, Mint, MPL STE processes the incoming transactions and create the MPC transaction object and sends a B2B transaction, that we convert that particular file format into the Mint file format, that is JSON canonical. And at the delivery, while processing the transaction, the system simultaneously sends the complete shipment details directly to the SOM on the LSC environment. So right now we have a SOM on LSC environment. So we will share this file on the LSC environment from Opus. So here again, I'm going to show the demo of the ERP to SOM. So again, customer who is going to share the cell shipment, they will put the file into their XTT folder from the ERP. Like they will download it from ERP and they will just upload it over here in their own XTT folder, SFTP folder we call it as, and then it will reach to a Mint. Uh, yeah. So if you see, this is the folder where there is a file, and it will come to Mint now. Yeah. So it has reached to Mint. So if you see, this one message ID has been generated, the file has been reached to Mint inbound. If you see EPCIS SSN, this is the file name. The transaction ID is not created yet. Once the transaction is fully processed in the Mint, it will be generating the transaction ID. So now this transaction in the state of sending to their partner, and it will reach to a partner SOM. So currently it's in a sending state over here. Yep, it's been a delivered state now. So if you see the SOM of the partner, it has been reached to the SOM cell shipment file, and this transaction ID and this transaction ID is similar. That's what we have shown over here in this demo. So this is the input file, and this is the output file which has been received by partner in the SOM. Okay, cool. Yep. The another flow we have is serialization traceability exchange outbound. So the customer who has a SOM, they can share the sales shipment from their SOM, and it will reach to a Mint, and we will give it to the ERP. So this is very important flow. Like the customer who owns the SOM, they will do the sales shipment in the SOM. Again, there are two workflows, same workflows, same transaction type, that is SOM sales shipment. The state would be picked, shipped. Then the distribution type would be in country sale or export. EGSM, in one workflow it's false, in another workflow it will be true. Then the SOM cell shipment will reach to the LSC jump box, which is a part of a LSC. It will give this file it to the Opus jump box. Or from Opus jump box, it will reach to the CT application, which is a common traceability application, where the shipment canonical will be generated, and that shipment canonical will be converted into a Mint canonical in the B2B, because there are transforms which converts this shipment canonical into Mint canonical, so that Mint understands what is the file and how we have go and to whom we have to share this cell shipment file. Then similarly, from a owner's Mint, it will go to the B2B TP, where there are again two flows. It will go to the partners Mint, or it will go directly to the XTT, that is SFTP, and from SFTP via the ERP of the partner. Similar flow which I explained in the earlier flows. Then here there will be a transform, it will come to the Mint, and from again here there will be a transform in the B2B TP, where the expected format of the ERP who is receiving this file, and they will convert that format, and it will reach to the ERP. And similarly, from here directly, B2B TP will convert the shipment canonical into the format the ERP is expecting, and it will go to the XTT folder of the ERP. And then from there, they can get the outbound file. So from here, if you see, I will just quickly open the first part of the demo. Sorry. Yeah, so it's a SOM. From here, we have shown it from requesting the serial numbers. So the whole process, how it happens: first we request the serial numbers via SNM. From there the serial numbers will be commissioned, then they aggregated into this packaging code. And so I will skip these. Uh, this is the routine work which we do for doing the shipment. So we will go directly to the shipment now. So here the aggregation is happening, and post aggregation there will be a shipment. Yes, so we are doing the shipment now. So here we have entered the delivery number. Then the customer is entering the product details. From business, we enter from to business. Then the serial numbers which we want to which the customer wants to share with their partners. So this is the shipment done in the SOM of LSC, Life Sciences Cloud, which is a TraceLink's platform where all the legacy systems are there. Yes, so that's how the shipment happens successfully in SOM. Now the next part would be showing it in the Mint, how it will reach to Mint, and from Mint it will reach to the partner's ERP. So if you see, the inbound file has been reached to Mint, then this is the transaction ID for which the delivery has been done. Here the canonical file, the transform name, you will get everything related to this particular transform, the input file, the transform name in the inbound and outbound table. In the serialization transaction table, if you see, the output file has also has been generated with the transform name there. And then if you see this transaction, this is in, yes. So the transaction ID is similar to what we sent it from the SOM, and again it reached to the XTT folder of the receiver, that is partner. Okay, so this is how we have flows for serialization, traceability, exchange. Now I'm going to cover the next topic, that is standard link action. So what is standard link action? The standard link action is now allows Mint to connect with the various ERPs very swiftly. Uh, Link action is a feature of XTT link action app that uses custom JavaScript code. So what is the link action code usually do? Like, this code is either automatically trigger after a set of intervals for inbound transactions and initiates when XTT sends out the transaction at the outbound. So these JavaScript snippets are designed to interact with the external systems, retrieving data inbound and sending the data outbound via the external systems API. So the JavaScript code for link action is stored in a global catalog exchange or shared catalog exchange manager. We call it as SCM. Companies can use standard link actions to asynchronously exchange data transfers between TraceLink and ERP system with auth to authentication. This is very important. Right now we are using auth to authentication to connect with the various ERP systems for the standard link action. So currently we have a support for MS Dynamics, NetSuite, Creatio, TRVST, and SAP S4 HANA. So what is the meaning we have supported these ERPs? That means some customers who are using the MS Dynamics, NetSuite, or SAP S4 HANA, they can directly interact with their partners without having any a separate integration with them. They can only have a Mint license. They can make their partner they can make their partner, and they can establish a link in the Mint, and then they will be ready to share the information between their partners from a link action feature. So what is LA inbound high level logic? So it's like a create a filter criteria using the requirement from a customer. So customer will give us the requirement like this is a transaction on certain intervals. You have to pick those APIs, standard APIs from their systems and fetch all the transactions which satisfy that filter criteria. Once all the transactions are fetched, we populate all the required information from the payload which is needed from the IDs. We loop through all the transactions which are pulled and evoke the XTT LA API for sending the inbound towards the mint. Once sent towards, we mark that transaction as completed or processed so that we should not process it again at our end, because once we pull the transaction from the ERP, we will mark the status as complete. So there will be no repetition of the transaction which we have already pulled in from the ERP, and we return the success message to the ERP. If we did not receive any transaction which satisfies that the filter criteria, then also we return with the success message. No new purchase order acknowledgement fetched with the message with new, for example, no new purchase order acknowledgement has been fetched. There will be a similar logic for the outbound. That means once ERP payload is received from Mint, uh, we fetch all the required information from ERP via get method and populate the payload as per the required ERP payload and send this updated payload via invoking XTT LA API for sending the outbound on the ERP. So that means if we want to share some transaction, let's say PO or PO AG to ERP, we just expose the API like the payload to the ERP, and we have a mappings of each attribute for that transaction with the ERP attribute, and that's how it will post. I mean, we will post that particular payload to ERP, and the connection has been established. Now, on this particular feature, we are introducing a new topic, that is a TraceLink and UNICEF integration. So here, what is first of all, we'll understand what is TRVST. The TRVST is a traceability and verification system, is a collaboratively designed solution that allows countries to verify the authenticity of health products and enables traceability. TRVST was developed under the Verification and Traceability Initiative, a multi-stakeholder partnership composed of UNICEF, Gavi, and the Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation. Basically, the purpose is to act as a hub, enabling the countries to verify product where they do not have national verification system in place. So here, the main advantage of this system is when the manufacturer wants to donate some of these products in the UNICEF operating countries where the drugs are really not reaching, and the families who really need a drug and they do not get the drugs easily. So all these countries are part of the UNICEF, this initiative, and so those products needs to be first have it on the TRVST, and once the TRVST verifies the product authenticity, then those products are ready to deploy in the supply chain, and then the hospitals, dispensers, or the retail customers will receive these medicines or drugs in those target markets which are comes under UNICEF's initiative. So, like I explained, what is TRVST? It's a system. The manufacturer will first establish the master data of their product, which they are going to share to the UNICEF into the TRVST, and then the TRVST will do the verification of these products with the manufacturer. Once they receive, if these products are verified, then only they will connect with the national systems available, and then they can provide this information to the national systems. So this is how the overall flow looks like for the TRVST. So currently, TraceLink is sharing product pack data, that is commissioning, aggregation, and packaging event in the EPCIS format. So right now, what we have a set up a Tracelink company, and the TRVST sandbox integration has been successfully completed. So we have a, UNICEF company and the Tracelink company. So we tested those company on the sandbox environment, and the integration has been successfully tested via API. The EPCIS file has been shared via API to the TRVST. So the EPCS file contains the commission, aggregation, and packing events, that is the product pack data, and have been successfully sent via link actions to the TRVST sandbox. Tracelink customers can share the product pack data to UNICEF in these 34 target markets. So if you see here, the first group to deploy is Nigeria, Rwanda, Nepal. Then the another one is Liberia, Botswana. Then here is a list of around 16 target markets, that is Angola, Benin, Egypt, Ethiopia, Gambia. So all these are the target markets where the TRVS, we call it as a TRVST country deployment. So it comes under the UNICEF initiative. So here all these in these target markets, the drugs will be supplied. So the prerequisite for sharing the product pack data to UNICEF TRVST, that is manufacturer should enter the product details in the product master data of TRVST for which they are sending the shipment. At the TraceLink side, manufacturer should establish a link between UNICEF, and UNICEF will become a partner of manufacturer on the TraceLink network. Manufacturer will do some sales shipment on the serialization operation manager application of TraceLink, and at the partner side, UNICEF will receive the product pack data on the TRVST using the standard link actions. TraceLink customers can share the product pack data in these 34 target markets, which I just explained. So here there are some demo links, like how we are setting up the master data in TraceLink as well as the master data in the TRVST, and then how we are sharing the product pack data. So here, if you see here, first we are setting up the company master data. So if you see, this is the company who is going to send the products to the UNICEF company. Then we are showing the partner who is receiving these products, which is a UNICEF company. Then this is the product master data, where the products which are going to be distributed in the supply chain. So the target market is Kazakhstan, then the Uganda. These are the two products, target markets for the product FluMate 277. So here these are the packaging types: case, inner packs, and eaches. So here each will be aggregated in inner pack, and inner pack will be aggregated in the case. So this is the product master data which customer has manually entered in the TRVST master data, like I mentioned. This is the prerequisite step. So the master data of case, each, and uh, ship that has been entered in the product master data. Then the next step would be doing the sales shipment from serialized operation manager, that is a TraceLink application on LSC. It will be a SOM sales shipment event. So here all these details are filled, and we have submitted the sales shipment on the SOM. Yeah. Then the first part, it will reach to a mint, from SOM to mint. It's a very similar flow which I just explained for serialization traceability exchange. Like it will come from LSC jump box to Opus jump box, from Opus jump box to Mint, where the CT canonical can be converted into the shipment canonical, which Mint understands, and it will show up in the Mint, that is under the serialization transaction. Yeah, I will show it in the next part. Yep. So this has been received in the Mint, owner's Mint. Yeah. So it has been delivered in the owner's Mint, and now it will go at the outbound to the partner who is receiving it. That is a UNICEF company. So that can be shown it on the logs because it's a API integration. So yeah, so these are all logs. I know it's very technical to understand, but it says like it will go from a owner's Mint to a uh, partner's instance of XTT, and here at the end it will be delivered to the B2B. Then the B2B converts that particular format into EPCIS, where there is a transform, and this has been successfully shared to the TRVST. If you see the success message, and I believe that was my last slide. Like this is how the STE transaction will be shared with the UNICEF company. So I have covered all the use cases associated to the Mint and the TRVST integration. Thank you.
Thank you, Swanand. That was really interesting, and what a great initiative that UNICEF is doing there. So I do have a couple of questions.
Sure.
One is about Mint for serialization, then the other one is specifically regarding CRVST.
Mhm.
I just wanted to ask, first of all, can Mint for serialization be used for all markets, or is it specifically aimed at a particular market?
Okay, so meant for serialization is specifically for other than US target markets. So for US target markets, the TraceLink has US compliance because the US compliance requirements are little different than only the serialization data. They need a T1 information, T2 information, and T3 information. So that's the reason there is a separate app which we have designed for the US target market. But for other than US target markets, this STE feature can be used, and the customers can share the serialization traceability exchange to their partners in any of these target markets. So they just have to enable the target market with the services team of TraceLink, and then they are ready to share the serialization data with their partners.
And would it have any impact on compliance reporting for the other markets than for any of the markets?
No, because this particular flow is different.
Mhm.
It will not have a direct impact on the compliance reporting, but it will there will be a catalog file where the target markets needs to be entered, and those target markets, the shipments associated to those target markets will reach to the Mint.
Okay, great. That makes sense. Thank you. And then just for TRVST, could you give me an example of reporting to TRVST for a particular market, say, and who does the project team help? So does it go through the regular implementation phase? Is there a project team enabling the implementation of this,
Yeah.
to help with product master data setup and kind of providing the guidelines for sending data to TRVST?
Correct. So it will be a regular process of setting up the company. It will be from a services team who
Mhm.
usually assist in these activities to our customers and the partners. So they will set up the master data with respect to the wrestling master data. But a customer has to enter these master data onto the TRVST by themselves. I'm not sure like the wrestling services team will have access to the TRVST, so customers can enter their own master data onto the TRVST system. That is a prerequisite thing. And rest all things are very similar to what we do as a part of onboarding, like establishing the company master data, then the network nodes, then establishing the link between the customer and the partners, and then sharing the transactions. This all will be done by our services team to assist our customers. So right now, as you are asking like the master data question, so right now there is a manual process, like customer has to go to the TRVST portal. They enter all these master data of the products which they are going to donate into the UNICEF countries. Now, in the phase two, which will be coming in the December, we will be sharing the product master data directly from Opus master data to the TRVST master data. So there will be a link action. So there will be a link action who is going to provide these master data directly to the TRVST. So no manual intervention required from month of December once we release this feature. So it will be a mint new transaction, that is a sharing the serialized product master data with the partners, that is a TRVST. So from a phase two, it will be also automated. So sharing a product pack data, that is commissioning, aggregation, and the packing event is
Mhm.
automated now in this phase. And in the later phase, we are automating sharing the product master data as well. So then the customer then just have to do a sales shipment in the SOM, and it will reach to their partner's ERP.
Great. So they would still set up the product and product master data, but that would then be shared automatically to TRVST.
Yes, so it will be automatically shared with the TRVST.
And do you know if
So they
there's
will
is
just
there a test environment for, so is there a test connection or is it,
Yes, yes. So
yeah.
we have a test connection. So we have tested the product pack data
Mhm.
along with the some dummy companies which we have in wrestling, and the actual UNICEF company which we have received from UNICEF. So once we have a customers, we'll establish we can have a new companies with the customers, and then the customers can be able to share the product pack data with their partners, the UNICEF as a partner.
Great. And I assume that TRVST provides the guidelines, the master data guidelines, the data that is actually required from a product perspective.
Correct. Correct. So they have provided the guidelines for the
Mhm.
master data, and we have taken care about the required attributes, non-required attributes, which all attributes they have newly entered into their guidelines. So all those are taken care. So in
Mhm.
our next phase, when we are going to share the product master data, those requirements will be catered, and the guidelines will be followed.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Swanand. As I mentioned, this has been recorded, so this is going to be posted up on Tracing University. And if anyone does have any follow-up questions, please email tracinguniversity@tracing.com.
Thank you, Laura.